so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Well, take it away, Jenny. Here we are.
Thoughts for rent? Realtors keeping it real.
I put you on the spot. She's used to me doing the intro. Yeah. Hey, welcome to Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real. I'm Max Zerflu, and this is
Jenni McKenna. Now it's more the normal thing.
Pressure-filled morning already.
Plus, some team members were walking by our window, and I was saying bye to them, and it was like totally confusing.
Get ready. I'm a Boy Scout.
I know.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
I like it.
It's the 5 Ps, baby.
All right.
Anyway, here we are. I'm Max Zerflu, Jenni McKenna. We are Realtors Keeping It Real on this podcast called Thoughts for Rent. Primarily because Jenny is the owner-operator of McKenna Property Management, which is the premier property management company in Las Vegas.
True that.
And I am head of the McKenna team sales team at Keller Williams, one of the premier residential real estate agents in Las Vegas.
And let's also say that McKenna Team Real Estate was established in 1978.
Woo.
You guys have been around for a while.
You guys, you were the McKenna team. You built the McKenna team.
It was my dad who started
1978, your father, 1992, you.
Correct.
2005, me, and here we are.
Yep. I wonder if any of our kids will follow in your footsteps for that part of it.
I don't know. 2 of our children work for McKenna Property Management, your company.
You could always transfer over into
I really should say our company. It's a community property state. I'm married to you, so ba-ba-ba-ba.
I couldn't do it without you, Max.
I know.
Oh.
Behind every strong property management owner is a great husband.
Oh, that's probably very true,
I don't know if that's
actually.
a statement I've ever heard.
I think that's probably very true.
I think you've picked out a topic for us today, Jennifer. You want to tell us what that is?
Yes, why real estate and fixed debt builds wealth.
You reading notes? You looking down?
I have notes.
You reading notes? I like that.
But I like that term fixed debt. I have not actually heard that until just recently. Huh. Everybody's always talked about, your mortgage on a property, it's fixed with your interest rate.
Well, you hope at least. Well,
you want to get that.
Yeah.
I think if you're doing long-term investment, that's one of the things that you're going to look for. You're not going to want to do an adjustable rate mortgage, or you're not going to want to do something where you're not going to have that fixed debt. But a fixed debt builds wealth. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. There's four main things, and that's what I wanted to dive into.
Wasn't there a time in recent history when adjustable rate mortgages maybe caused some issues?
Yeah, it was called the
crash?
Recession
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, fixed rate's the big way to go. So, take it away. How do you want to do it?
Well, so basically, what I hear so often is, oh my gosh, Jenny, at least in Nevada, so we're speaking in Southern Nevada properties, Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and then Henderson. In order to get into a pretty good property, a property in a good neighborhood, 3-bed, 2-bath, or a 2-bed, 2-bath with a garage, that would rent well, you're at about $500,000.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, like $425,000 to $500,000. That's a large number to think, oh my gosh, am I okay to go get a loan for an investment property that's $500,000? And I say yes. Let's look to the future. So, Max, talk to us on the real estate side what that $500,000 would buy you, and then we'll talk about how that can build the wealth.
Well, I think you defined it. It's going to buy you a single-family home in a decent area that people are going to want to move into, that you could probably be using as a very positive rental. Couple-car garage, 3 or 4 bedroom, little yard, sort of middle of the road. I think the medium home price for real estate in Las Vegas is now in the 4s, mid-4s. So it's going to buy you a basic, average single-family home.
Which is going to rent just fine. I mean, you don't have to go.
You tell me.
You don't have to go top level on a rental, meaning you don't have to deck it out with everything as if you were moving into it.
But you can't, because if you do, you out market some of your tenants, right?
Yeah, upgrades really help you get off the market quicker, but it doesn't really put more money in your pocket.
Buy $1 million house or a $750,000 house because there's a bigger pool of renters for a $450,000 house than there is for $1 million house.
Ding, ding, ding.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the myth is too, is I have some owners that say, well, if I buy this $800,000 house, I'm going to get a better resident. I'm going to get a resident that's going to be a longer term resident. Not necessarily true at all. I mean, if they're buying or if they're renting an $800,000 property, if that's kind of what they like to live in, they very well may in a year or 14 months be out there buying their own $850,000 property. So I don't believe that when an owner says, oh yeah, go into those higher price range and you're going to get a longer term tenant.
The fact of the matter is somebody who's paying $6,000 for $1 million home to rent it, they can lose their job just as easy as the guy who's renting the $3,000 rental house.
Yeah. And you want to hear a secret too, Max?
Sure.
You're going to hear it right here on this podcast.
Wow. Stand by. Drum roll.
Yeah.
We need to.
With 20 years of experience, I'm going to share a secret.
Do I need to sit down?
You're sitting down.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Those that rent the $800,000 to $1 million properties, they are high maintenance.
Okay.
They demand everything to be top notch, fixed immediately. And if something's just making a little tiny sound, they want new appliances. They want all 6 burners to be perfect. They want every baseboard to not be nicked. They demand almost perfection. So be ready for that.
So not if I have a property manager, great, they take care of it, but it could cost me more in maintenance and ongoing repairs and such, I guess.
And I find that owners get frustrated with it because they're like, really? I have to pay a service fee to go out there because there's a little bit of a hum in my Sub-Zero refrigerator. The refrigerator's working fine, but the resident's just not happy with the hum that they hear.
That's a new sound effect. Off topic alert. We're off topic, Jennifer.
Okay, let's get back on topic.
We're supposed to talk about fixed debt and building wealth.
So you find you find that property, you buy it. Now, in today's market, if you have to get a mortgage, that interest rate that you're going to get, more than likely, unless you've got at least 45% down, you are going to not have your rent cover your full mortgage.
Okay.
You're just not. And that's
45% down? Really?
It can be between, I'm going to say between 40 and 45. If you get to 45%, I'm very comfortable that we're going to be able to cover your mortgage with your rent.
Okay.
And remember, I'm talking about a mortgage that's going to be taxes, insurance, principal, and interest. The whole thing. The only thing I haven't incorporated
PTI
is your HOA.
Principal, taxes, interest. HOA, I could take your payment up. But you're saying if you don't put a lot down, you might have rent that doesn't cover your mortgage. Well, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would I do that? Why would I do that, people?
That's the question. That's what I keep getting. So I keep having owners that saying it's the wrong time to buy, Jenny, because if I put my 20 or 25% down, I'm going to be out of pocket with the rent that you're telling me that house is going to generate. I'm going to be out of pocket $200, $300 a month. And
your answer is, who cares?
Buy it.
Yeah.
And this is exactly why we are talking about this topic.
Well, it's also, we're back on fixed debt.
Correct.
When you buy a house today, the house we've described, your mortgage payment is $2,700 and you're getting rent for $2,500.
Okay.
That's today in 2025.
Correct.
Now, this is a fixed rate, probably a 30-year mortgage, unless you're aggressive on a 15. So it's $2,500 is my payment today. $2,700 is my payment 2025. 2030, what's my payment?
$2,700.
Okay. Ooh. What about 2015?
It might be a little bit different because taxes are going to go up a little bit. Maybe insurance is going to go up.
But my payment basically stays the same.
Correct. Your principal and interest stay the same.
Does my rent stay the same?
No.
Oh, whoa, interesting.
No.
Interesting.
So in 5 years, I would imagine conservatively, your rent, at least talking about Southern Nevada, is going to be going up at least $250 to $300 on that same property.
So I might be getting close to covering my mortgage.
Absolutely. I think rule of thumb is you should be getting pretty close to covering your mortgage on your second turn. So the first turn, if they're only there for a couple of years, you're probably going to get a little bit better on the rent, but maybe not completely covering it. But on your second turn,
case by case,
you should definitely be covering.
Let's say I'm 200 upside down. Let's say I'm 250 upside down.
Okay,
that would be $3,000 a year. So if I was upside down $3,000 a year for 3 years, that's $9,000 that
Correct.
I pulled out of my pocket on top of my fixed thing.
Correct.
Now, within that 3-year time period, if property values increase an average of 3%,
Which is low.
which is low. But right now we're seeing a little bit of flattening out because we were so far ahead of the curve. Let's say it increases 4%. I'll go to 4.
Okay.
Can I go to 4?
Sure, go to 4.
So let's go. So I got a $500,000 house. It increases 4% each year. So now it increased. In 1 year it increases $20,000.
Ding, ding, ding.
Aha.
That's why.
So my value's increased.
Yes.
The rent I'm receiving is increased, but my payment's staying the same.
Exactly. And guess who's paying the majority of that mortgage?
The tenant.
Correct.
Or as we say here, the resident.
Correct. We like to refer to our tenants
It's
as
a no-brainer.
residents.
It's beautiful.
But then why are so many people so nervous about the way the market is right now?
Well, it depends on what kind of people you're talking about. If you're talking about savvy investors, they also don't purchase on that theory, by the way.
Okay.
Most home investors say don't invest in a property based on future increases or future value.
Okay. And why not?
They say invest only on ROI based on current values. I mean, I don't know why, but that's what a lot of your investors will do. But it doesn't make any sense because they can make a heck of a lot of money if they just kind of ignore that. Because right now it's harder to get that ROI because of where the interest rates and the payments land. So I don't know why. I think they should. I think everybody should buy a house. They should move into a house when they're young. They get married, whatever, or if they're single, buy a house. They should have their whatever job is and make money and keep going and save some money. Then buy another house to move into and keep that first one as a rental.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a great way to do it. But what if you're already in your primary residence and you're loving it? You don't need it any bigger. You've done everything that you want to do to your property.
And you want to stay there.
And you want to stay there. You're not really looking
like
to do anything. Now, go out there right now and start investigating what your money can do. And just understand that rent's not going to cover your mortgage unless you're somewhere close to 45% down. If you can't do the 45% down, don't wait, because every year they wait, what's going to happen with that home price?
If the interest rate goes down, the price will go up. Or even if the interest rate stays flat, there's a good chance prices will go up. Historically, 4% per year, 4% a year. You can go to the bank on it.
Now, obviously, when the crash happened, properties that were worth $400,000 dropped down to $200,000. Many investors took the advantage, came in and took advantage of that, and they should. I think that's a great opportunity.
They got a quick return, yeah.
Yeah, that was wonderful. But the crash doesn't happen. That, in my life, as far as being in real estate since 1992, that's the only time I saw something like that.
Would you consider this wall wood?
No.
What's kind of wood? Can you tap on it just for good luck?
Yeah.
We don't want it to happen tomorrow.
Oh, I got you. I got you tapping on. No, I mean, but in reality, even then, the crash happened. What would you do then to make sure that your property still was building wealth for you?
Nothing. Keep renting it out, I think, is the answer.
Yeah, don't sell it during that time.
The value, by evidence of what happened, comes back.
Yes.
And goes higher.
Yes.
So that's when adjustable rate mortgages kind of killed a lot of people, because if they'd had fixed mortgages, they probably wouldn't have been so quick to either let them go back to the bank or short sell them. So that fixed debt is pretty key in this whole thing.
And that's exactly why I want to talk about it, because I do think we're going to start seeing where banks are going to get creative, and they're going to bring back, because they always do, they're going to bring back some of those adjustable rate mortgages, or they're going to bring back fixed for 7 years and then jumping into an adjustable rate. So I would say that in order to truly build wealth, you should be looking at a 30-year fixed. Get the best interest rate that you can. I love some of these new builders that are doing like $20,000 towards interest rate buy downs. I think those are great. Take advantage of whatever deal is out there. But know this, you may be coming out of pocket, but all you're doing is creating a savings account.
We may have somebody in our family who's coming out of pocket right now on her property.
Yeah, no, she is.
And it's hard for her.
Yeah, it's just trouble.
Generationally, she's like, oh my gosh. And, just write it out. Can I tell you one? This is about investors, but we can also talk about homeowners and people who own a house versus people who rent. There's a thing called a wealth gap.
Correct.
Right. So the average wealth of a person who rents. Average net assets is $10,000 of a person who rents. And the average net assets for a person who owns a home is $400,000. That's a hell of a gap.
Yep.
Now, a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that people that are homeowners might have higher paying jobs and might have better opportunities. And it also is that they chose to buy a property instead of rent. All you're doing when you rent is you're building someone else's wealth.
Yep.
So
that's exactly true.
It's huge. It's huge.
Well, and right now the hot button is inflation. I hear it all the time on the news and in articles that I read. And the thing about inflation, when you have a fixed rate a fixed debt, inflation works in your favor now. Inflation's not the bad word anymore. Inflation is actually wonderful when your debt is fixed because everything else goes up. Your rent will go up, the value
Food,
of the
eggs, gas.
But I'm talking about like the actual what you just invested in will now go up.
True. I mean, what else you got? I mean, it seems like it's a no-brainer. You can stop talking about it now? Is there more to it?
Well, just my question then is
why don't people do it?
That's my question.
Was that your question?
That's my question.
Wow.
Because there is something to be said that you do have things that break down in a rental compared to like when you buy stocks. When you buy stocks, you fork out the money, you keep your fingers crossed, you hope it's all getting managed correctly, and then there you go. But with real estate, I always like to say that a property is kind of a living, breathing thing. There is going to be a dishwasher that malfunctions or garbage disposal or what just happened at one of our properties where a tree literally uprooted and fell in the backyard. So there are things that are costs that you don't really know happen.
When I'm a tenant, I don't have to worry about those costs.
As a resident, you do not. And as an owner, yes, you do need to be prepared for it. But again, what I always like to say is 11 months. Don't look at the 12th month. That 12th month is basically going into a repair account.
But I'm talking, that's on your owner side. On the tenant side, though, what's driving me not to buy a property? Could be that I don't want to deal with any of that stuff.
Absolutely.
I want to be able to go, hello, something just broke, come fix it.
Right.
But real estate is a long race.
It's
a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
So let's take two examples. My parents got divorced when I was 5. I think, yeah. It's like 20 years ago. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, right.
They got divorced when I was 5. My father, over here on one hand, said, I'm just going to rent. Because he was a simple man and he didn't want to deal with all the issues that come with homeownership.
He wanted to get on the phone and say, something's broken, come fix it.
Now, he moved a lot. He was in apartments a lot. He was, single as a teacher in Oregon. But so anyway, that's the path he chose. He has passed away now about, almost 10 years, 11 years ago. But when he passed away, he didn't really have a big, he didn't have assets. So there's one example.
Right.
He didn't have anything. I mean, he had some stuff, but he hadn't built a nest egg.
Correct.
Now over here is my mom.
Well, also, if he had lived longer, he had passed 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
If he had lived even to this day right now, he may be out of money.
Correct.
His children would probably be having to help him
possibly
live
he had a heck of a returnement with the teachers thing. But anyway, that's true.
But inflation
you never know.
hurts that.
You never know.
Yeah.
So that's the guy that rented for, I'm 59. That's 54 years ago.
Yep.
Say he died 10 years ago. That's 45 years he rented.
Yep.
Didn't build up a nest egg. And my mom, after she got divorced, she remarried, but has always owned a house.
Correct.
No matter where she went. She's now in her 80s. And, she has now built up a huge nest egg of wealth because she chose home ownership over just renting. And I life is different for everybody. And we're not going to tell people how they're going to live their life. But at the end of the game, when you're kind of retired and you're chilling, wouldn't you like to have a pretty big nest egg available to you?
I agree because it is less stress. Because when you are to a certain age, you have less energy. You don't want to exert as much. You don't want to start over. You don't want to do those kind of things. You've kind of already done that, been there. So if you can think about it now and create these wealth opportunities, which real estate is one of them, then you will be able to sit back as a retired individual and do what you want to do without the stress. And I think that is the biggest thing that people are missing. They're thinking only for today. They're not thinking long term.
It's not even that hard. It's not difficult.
It's not. It can be
It
scary.
can be some stressful, maybe, you know.
Well, in all fairness, I came from a family of realtors, my dad. So the first thing I wanted to do when I graduated high school was buy my first piece of property, which I did. It was like a little studio. And, that was a wonderful thing. And we got a great deal on it. We assumed a loan, yada, yada. I was never scared to spend at that time $80,000. Yes, it was a huge number in 1989, but I wasn't scared of it because I watched my dad do it. I watched many people that my dad interacted with.
Plus, you were assuming a loan. You weren't spending $80,000.
I was just assuming the loan and taking over the payments, right? Which is a good way to start.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So I just think that you got to look at it from the standpoint of what is that fixed debt? Can you afford the fixed debt and allow this resident to help pay that fixed debt? Mm-hmm. And as long as you've got all that worked out in your head, then this $500,000 investment is not so scary.
We do have a culture where people like to spend money right now.
Yeah.
Not on homes.
Right.
But on other stuff.
A lot of other stuff.
You don't shop hardly at all, so I'm sure you can't equate to it. Anyway, the younger crew like to go out. Everything's fancy. Everything's keeping up with the Joneses. Social media, I want to look like that. I want to do this. I want to go to this club. I don't know if the whole let's put some money aside for a home purchase or an investment property, I don't think it's top of mind there. And I know that the average age of people who buy homes is now like in the 40s.
I know why that is.
Oh, you do?
I do. Because it is an instant gratification. Uh-huh. And instant gratification is, let's go do this that might only cost $5,000 and then blast it everywhere and tell everybody how great that was, rather than thinking, let's take that $5,000 and put it over here into a house fund, and in 3 or 4 years, go put a down payment down. And it's not too sexy to put it on social media that you have your $450,000 3-bedroom, 1-car, 2-car
two
garage.
bath in the valley.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to jump into those big, huge investments right away. You got to get in the game.
Also, damage done by HGTV and Bravo and all these shows that make homeownership it's all fantasized and the process is great and the guy's on the phone. I'll give you one too, and everything's all about they got the nice everything here. Everything's got to be nice and beautiful, but you can buy a pretty simple home.
Yep.
That's going to turn into a $500,000 savings account later on.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
I also look at it as a service to those that need it too. I mean, we have these properties that they put a roof over people's heads. And I just think that, you're buying something and then you're going to allow somebody in there. Of course, it's going to benefit you by them paying the rent every month, but you're putting a roof over someone's head, which I think that's good. That's a good service.
I think government and officials and municipal governments always look at tenants versus owners. Many presidents in my lifetime have been we got to bring home ownership up, and that's so that the citizens can build wealth. So I think it's important to have a pretty good balanced, tenants versus homeowners thing going. But ultimately, my final call is buy a house to live in or buy a house to invest in. And it's going to be one of the best ways for you to save money. Brick and mortar, right? Real estate.
Brick and mortar. And I do think that a lot of people have taken advantage of buying investment properties. I can tell you because the number of available rentals right now in Southern Nevada, this is just, again, Henderson, Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, no apartments. This is single family, condo, or townhome. 4,400 available properties. That's a huge number.
That's a lot.
Yes. Just to give you an example, 3 years ago, we were right around 1,800.
Oh, jeez.
People have taken advantage of this. It's something that you should really look to, put a plan together, or jump into the game now.
Wait a second. You're telling me to buy an investment property, but there's a lot of inventory out there for rentals? Whoa.
There is. There's a lot of inventory for rentals.
Isn't that counterintuitive?
Well, it's about demand. People will continue to move to Las Vegas for jobs. And as the jobs keep coming, then that demand will
correct itself?
Yeah, it will correct itself. It's like anything. Real estate's in a situation where it has to do a correction. Rental properties right now, we follow the real estate trend. We're about 2 years behind it. We are in a correction status as well.
And then right after that's coming, commercial.
Probably. I'm not an expert on commercial, but my assumption and my guess would be yes.
Give us your final thought for rent, Jenny. What is it? What's your final?
Figure out how to buy your first investment property.
You heard it here, folks. Jenni McKenna, queen of property management, queen of real estate in Las Vegas. Figure out a way to buy an investment property. That's us. Jenni McKenna, Max Zerflu, Realtors Keeping It Real, Thoughts for Rent. Subscribe to our podcast. Send us feedback. We'd love to hear it. And we'll talk to you next time on Thoughts for Rent. See ya. Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, Ken.
Thanks, Pops.